Jeff Levine for CIA Sports at the Egg at the Student Commons at the Culinary Institute of America. And you can just feel the anticipation in the air. It is Munch Madness Selection Day. We're here at the CIA's first ever tournament of food to announce which of our students' most Instagrammable dishes will be vying for supremacy, not of the hardwood, but of the fine china plate. Once we have the field of 32 in place, you, the viewer, can fill out your brackets ahead of time. You'll have until this Sunday to choose which dishes you think are the most mouth-watering in both the Culinary Regional and the Baking and Pastry Regional. So take a good look into your your crystal ball, and if your bracket has the best predictions, you'll win a fabulous prize. Then when the competition begins, vote online for each of the matchups to determine who moves on to the next round. We'll get down to the sweet and savory 16, the I'll Eat 8, and the Flavor 4 before crowning our champion for the 2018 CIA Tournament of Food. Joining me today is a member of the CIA Faculty Selection Committee, Chef Dave McCue. Welcome, Chef McCue.
Thank you for having me, Jeff. It's an honor to be here for this first ever event. Hope to be part of a long tradition. The tension is palpable. We have some great choices to look at today, and I can't wait to get started.
So tell me, Chef, what did you look for in ranking the dishes?
What I looked for was a diversity of flavors, evident flavors that were used on the plate, color, contrast, and textural composition of the plate. And then I looked at plating difficulty and components that went into the construct like that. And also photo angles, lightings, things like that. But something of that is, you have to start off with a good product to begin with.
Right, so the food has to be tasty, and you can almost taste it from the picture.
That is correct.
So
like my grandma would say, you got to eat first with your eyes.
There we go. So let's take a look and eat it with our eyes here. First on the savory side, first round matchup.
Yeah.
Okay, the number one seed is?
That is a duck breast. That's a sauteed duck breast that we have going on there. It's done with some sweet potatoes that are done two ways, goat cheese mousse and a little candy pecan action going on. That one was, that jumped right out at me. It's understandable why this is in one of our first picks here.
Okay, and that'll be going against the number 16 seed in the
Number
first
16,
round.
a little duck versus duck. This is the other end of the duck. This is a roasted duck thigh, so we have the light meat and the dark meat, if that were applicable to duck. This one's done with stuffed with a duck sausage. It's and the leg is braised with a citrus reduction sauce. That's with a herbaceous polenta and little baby beets. And we see that we have very similar plating styles and techniques going on with that particular dish.
So you think they meant to plate it that way? You could say that was an intentional foul?
Yeah. Oh, boom, boom. Intentional foul. I mean, both of these dishes were very well plated. And I think that these were two of the very well executed, as far as plating goes, these were very executable dishes. Yeah.
So offsetting fouls.
Offsetting fouls, as it were.
Two ducks. Okay. Well, let's go take a look at the next matchup, the 8 versus 9 matchup. Sure. The 8 seed is?
That's a pan-seared sea scallop done on a bed of charred romaine. It's got some maitake mushrooms, croutons, some crispy Brussels sprouts, and a little bit of honey glazed apple. Think it was shellfish of the student to take a scallop shot instead of passing it off? All right, let's take a look. I didn't bring my book of pie. I should have gotten a little funnier.
Let's take a look at the number 9
And the
seed.
number 9, we have, what is that one? That is a mushroom dish, assorted mushrooms and sunchotes, done with marbled potatoes, oranges, pearl onions, and a mushroom broth. Very colorful and flavorful looking dish.
I figured you'd like that one with lots of mushrooms because you're a fun guy. All right.
He's killing it.
On to the next.
On to the next. When do we get to picking? They're doing all the picking? We're just outlining it?
We're outlining.
Wait, can I tell what I like?
The seating. Well, you like them all, right? Well, you seeded
them.
No,
there's some of them I really like. Okay, so that one's done.
No, they will be deciding.
You're going to decide. Don't let me down.
Don't let him decide.
Do not mess this up.
He can give you input, but you decide.
If you get this wrong, I'll find you.
All right, the number 3 seed in the Savory Regional.
This one was nice. This was this took a lot of talent to execute. This was a spicy pot sticker. It was a dumpling filled with pork, ginger, bok choy, and crispy. It was seared first and then steamed, and that's done with a dipping sauce of habanero, sweet cilantro, action going on there. So that was very nice. That was a very simple, elegant dish.
Very nice. That would be a slam dumpling.
That would be a slam dumpling.
Okay,
All right,
now
you're not gonna get too many more of these. That's it. I'm gonna start fighting back.
all right,
I'm
now
gonna start fighting back.
The 3 takes on the 14 seed.
That's the sausage stuffed quail. So that's done on a bed of buckwheat polenta with a little bit of braised spinach. Braised spinach. So that was
another bird.
Another bird.
Yeah. As part of our Munch Madness Selection Day, we're going to be talking to a few of the students who are actually in the competition. Joining me now is Julia, a freshman at the CIA, and she made it into the field of 32. So tell me, Julia, which was your dish?
I did the roasted duck roulade, so the wrapped duck thigh for the Savory, so number 16. I did it for one of my competitions actually in Buffalo, so it was exciting to see it being selected.
So you went with duck. When you did it, you didn't know you'd be up against another duck.
Yeah, it's a little bit different though, because I mean a duck breast, there's a little bit more versatility with a duck thigh. You can do a little bit more with it rather than just like pan searing it or roasting it. It's a little bit more there to work with. So
as the number 16 seed, it's going to be a tough road. You think you can win?
Yeah, but I think my plating style and the way that I presented it definitely showed that there was effort put into my dish. So I think I'll do pretty well.
Great, Julia. Thank you so much for coming, and good luck in the competition.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to the next matchup. We have the 6th seed versus the 11th seed. The 6th seed, saffron risotto.
Oh, wait a minute. Did I grab the wrong one?
It's still on that page.
Oh, it's still on that.
Half
I'm
of
sorry.
that page. There you go.
All right, this one looked really
Next
good.
time, make it to rehearsal.
Science. Well, this isn't coffee. Saffron risotto. This is a brown rice saffron risotto done with heirloom tomatoes and shrimp. And from the looks of the dish, you can tell that this was. And there's a difficulty to doing a risotto with brown rice because the husk on the outside makes it difficult for the starches to gelatinize and for the amylose to create that light voluptuous sauce that is so typical of a risotto. So this was a gutsy move, but
the voluptuous sauce.
Voluptuous sauce. You
Well,
eat first
I
with
also-
your eyes. It's got to be voluptuous.
Well, let me
right?
ask you about that because the plate itself is an interesting choice.
Yes.
Right? It almost almost evokes oysters, right?
Yes.
So you have that seafood, you have a shrimp dish. Is that
Yes.
a good choice there?
I liked it, especially seated up against the one next to it. If I could can I put 2 cents in?
Let's look at the 11
Well,
here.
the 11 is another rice dish, but I see that the rice on the number 6 is obviously cooked a little bit better. And when it comes down to like just doing the technique properly, I'm leaning towards that number 6 because the number 11 there, the Loco Moco, is a hamburger style steak done over rice with a mushroom pan gravy. But the rice looks a little, maybe they intentionally sort of confettied it a little bit, and then it's done with a sunny side up egg, so it has that little bibimbap thing going on in a Salisbury steak German kind of way.
And adding some beefing up the lineup a little bit.
Beefing
you
up
could
the
say,
lineup a little.
by adding
I don't know, I see food over here. That was bad. All right, good.
Seafood. All right. Leave the puns to
That
me.
was a kind of tiny portion,
All
a
right,
little shrimpy.
here we go. Now we've got with us a student here, a freshman at the Culinary Institute of America named Brandon. Where are you from, Brandon?
I'm from Patterson, New York.
From Patterson, New York. Welcome. And you've seen all the entries on the reveal show, and you know who's up against what the seedings are. Who do you think is going to win?
I got to go with Villanova.
So now we go to the number 5 versus the number 12. Number 5 is a lamb loin.
Oh my God, that looks so good. That's one of my top ones. That's a pistachio crusted lamb loin. It's got a goat cheese croquette, so a lot of technique there. Aside from crusting the lamb and getting a really nice color on it, they had to make a croquette out of goat cheese. 3-stage bread it, fry it, and there's a reduction sauce. The cabbage looks well cooked, and the vegetables, very well executed dish.
A lamb dunk?
A lamb dunk.
Okay, now, and that will be up against the number 12,
which is
another
southern
burger.
Another burger. The southern burger is done with a little pimento cheese and some fried onions, barbecue sauce and coleslaw, with homemade tater tots and baked beans. And it's a lot of brown on brown going on there. And I only see one grill line on that burger, so I'm a little distracted as far as the looks of it goes. I think it's something so simple, the technique should be spot on.
But who doesn't like tater tots? Right?
No, everyone likes
Everyone
tater
likes
tots.
tater tots, and it is a comfort
Yeah.
food, right? You got your
Yeah.
your cheeseburger here. with baked beans and tater tots.
That's a
it's very
southern
comfort.
setup.
Yep. All right, let's go take a look at the next one, the number 4 seed.
Beet carpaccio. Yep, it's a very popular dish nowadays, beet carpaccio, especially in winter like we are. We got, again, some fried goat cheese going on this one. This one's spiced up with some candied pistachios. They have like a little beet two-way, so there's a little beet mousse happening on the plate. It's garnished with some radishes and a vinaigrette. So it's a little bit in the salady zone, but still a very elegant looking dish.
And it'll be hard to beat.
That would be hard to beat.
Okay, let's move on to the 13, the hoop du jour, or the soup du jour.
I was going to say soup, there it is.
Hoop, there you go, that works too.
Soup, there it is. Okay, anyway, the soup, there it is. That's an onion soup done with a sourdough focaccia, Parmesan, cherry tomatoes, and little garlic flowers. So that, simple. If you're going to do simple, it better be done well. And from the looks of it, we have really good caramelization of those onions. The crouton is obviously going to maintain its crispiness because it's suspended above the soup. I think as far as simple goes, that one's executed pretty well. So up against the salad, I think that's going to be a tough choice for our viewers.
And that is, and it's the only soup in the competition, so it's something a little different.
So it's a super choice.
There you go. Now let's move on to the next.
Got one. All right.
The 7 seed.
The 7 seed. Here we go. This is the summer kamado-san. It's a cured red snapper done with Korean squash broth, farro, which is the kamado-san, and roasted summer squash. So this is a very elegant, warm presentation for a fish dish. Looks
International
really
dish. They dialed up long distance for this one.
This is over the pond, as it were. The other one. Off the best coast, and the rice dish done with farro and grains is very typical of Korean food, and developing that that complete protein through a combination of starches and beans. So this is a great choice, and it looks very flavorful.
Okay, and let's look what they're up against here with the number 10.
Yeah, the bacon and blue cheese burger. We got a hamburger with blue cheese, sort of a classic going on there. Crispy bacon and a sweet sun gold tomato jam. So it's lending itself towards the it's simple plating.
It's simple plating.
Yep.
It's a burger, a comfort food. With that condiment, you think that sun gold tomato jam, you think they could catch up to the higher seeds? All right, let's move on to the next one, the number 2 seed. We've got seared scallops. Chef?
All right, seared scallops. You're good at this. The seared scallops. Once again, we have a seared scallop dish. This is done with a sunchote almond puree, pomegranate foam, a little salmon roe, and spearmint. Just looking at it, I see a lot of similar textures going on there. We have a lot of soft, creamy textures. The sear on the scallop had better stand out on that one to provide the textural contrast that you're looking for. But then they foamed over the top of the other one, so I'm not sure if we're going to have that crispy scallop action going on the other side over there.
I guess you got to hope that this one doesn't flounder a little bit.
This one hopefully doesn't flounder.
Yeah. All these seafood, seafood puns.
Well, you got the almond puree. People might just go nuts for this one.
Okay, well, there's another joke just for the halibut. Okay. And that one is up against the number 15 seed.
Which is a carrot salad.
Yeah.
Which looks very nice. Tossed greens in a citrus herb vinaigrette, rosemary roasted carrots, some blood orange supreme, and a little spiced pecan and candied orange slices. This one is extraordinarily simple. It's very, as far as putting it on the menu, it makes sense to me. It looks very cost effective, but it's got a lot of bang for the buck. So I think this one is a smart dish as far as cost, value added, yeah.
And it's a first course.
Yes, sir.
So, a lot of these dishes were entrees. You had a soup, one other thing that could go as a salad or a side dish.
Yeah.
And, it's the starters who make a difference in a tournament like this.
Yeah, well, this is a carrot. This is the dangling carrot of the meal, as it were.
Well, there you have it. Those are the Savory entries for this tournament of food. In most tournaments, in just about every tournament, you have your team, your entry that outperforms billing. So who's the Cinderella story in this one?
Wait, who's the one that's going to outperform, or who's the one that's going to sneak up from behind? I think the outperformers, I think we're looking at number 1 and 5 as serious contenders.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, burgers always surprise. I mean, it depends on the voters out there, but something about burgers people just love. But we are at the culinary, so I think color's going to be king. and we're looking, and 159 and 2 are gonna sort of have a soft spot in all these food geeks' hearts.
Chef McCue, thank you for your expert input.
Input.
And we will be watching closely to see how the teams do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff. Pleasure.
All right, McCue, get out of here.
Wait,
Get up. Get out of my seat.
I thought you wanted me to...
It's time for the real bakers to show up.
This is so embarrassing.
So we're going to transition now from the savory bracket to the sweet regional, the baking and pastry regional. And joining me now, Chef Richard Coppedge Jr., the man who puts the gluten in gluten-free. Chef Coppedge, welcome.
Thank you. How are you, Jeff?
Good. So let's take a look at the sweet regional here.
Well,
we're going to start with the number 1 seed here, as we call it up. It is it's called Autumn Pear. Wait, hold on a second. What are you doing here? I thought you left.
What?
He wants to learn something. He wants to hang out with the bakers.
All right, so
I thought you needed me.
We're gonna. If you have something to add, you're welcome to add it. But I'm talking to Chef Coppedge now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I will keep my short and sweets.
So the number 1 seed in the sweet regional.
Yeah, it was the autumn pear with a spiced chiffon, pecan, crisp, bourbon vanilla mascarpone mousse, roasted pears, pear mousse, a glaze, a dried pear chip, and a chocolate decoration, and a quenelle of whipped cream. So a lot of serious technique happening.
The person who did this went to the line to shoot a pear, you could say.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yes, more than one pear. So.
More than one pear. Now let's take a look at what this number 1 seed is up against. That would be the number 16.
Yep, and that's the Lacuma Temptation. And it's a petite gâteau and an ice cream. Starting with the gâteau, has a base of dark chocolate dacqua, followed by a Lacuma mousse with a caramel glaze on top.
This guy can pronounce all the French words.
It's a good thing we brought him in, because I think I would have...
Well, I mean, if you want, in my opinion on these two, I mean, you have one has a lot going on, really nice elements, components, construction, versus, a distant 16 seed, which could just use a little more, polishing, practice on technique.
So it's a wide open plate there on the number 16. You could say,
very wide open.
Open space, but they added that gold leaf.
Yes, they did. They added a gold leaf for garnish. It's kind of like, shooting a 3-pointer. So I think they may have something up
You hit
their
enough
sleeve.
trays, something can happen.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at the 8 versus 9. The 8 seed is a creme caramel.
Yep, creme caramel. You know what? Kind of simple, but highly delicious, classic. And I think, the fact that it was baked really well, it has a nice clean caramel top, not over caramelized, and it has a nice simple garnish. Going against number 9, which
Let's take a look at that number 9.
Okay, a mousse de foie, which is a dark chocolate mousse with whipped cream, milk chocolate shavings, and raspberries.
So the mousse is they're putting one into play here.
Yes, I mean you have smooth and creamy versus very light and aerated. So, and 2 classics.
Yeah, and the creme caramel really cuts the custard.
Yes, it does.
Okay. And now on the baking and pastry side, we're going to bring in Sigourney. Sigourney is a junior here at the Culinary Institute of America, and her dish was...
Hi,
Sigourney.
Hello. I did the lemon blueberry cake.
So that blueberry palmer,
Yeah.
and that is the number 14 seed on the sweet side.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about the dish.
I did a lemon chiffon cake, and I layered it with lemon curd, and then I did a blueberry and Earl Grey mousse on top. And
I love Earl Grey.
it's definitely so good. And I candied some lemon peels and turned them into lemon peel curls.
So between the lemon and the blueberry, you got a little sweet, a little tart, but a lot of fruit.
Yes, I wanted something really just fresh, because we've been stuck in winter for so long. I'm just like, I miss fruit, I miss bright flavors. I'm just like, and also I just really love lemon and
Where are you from,
everything.
Sigourney?
I'm from Long Island, New York.
Okay.
So.
Not too far away
Not
from
too
here,
far.
but it's been a long winter. And as the 14 seed, what do you think you're up against here?
I have no idea. I hope a really good competition. I mean, we're at like a great school, and I'm really looking forward to seeing who my competition is and what they did, because everybody has creativity, and I just want to, I don't mind if I win or lose. I just want to do something fun, and this was a great way for me to do something different while I'm at school for a little bit, especially since I've been in my bachelor's program. We don't get to cook, so I got to do this in my little kitchen at home in my little dorm, so it was just a nice little change of pace.
Great. Well, in the first round, you're up against lime and coconut. It'll be a big challenge, but good luck to you.
Oh yeah. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you.
And there you have it. More on our Selection Day show coming up. And let's move on to the next one. That would be the number 5 seed is the Love of Peony.
Okay. I'll check my page.
Yeah. Skip one.
Yep, okay.
Okay.
All right. The Love of Peony, a lemon and raspberry liqueur cake finished with a layer of Italian buttercream, fondant heart polka dots, so a lot of intricacies, and a gum paste peony flour. So very clean.
So that one takes the cake.
Yes, it does. It's nicely constructed, clean top, nice decorations on the side, a lot of intricacies, going against number 12.
Another cake.
Yes, another cake, the Marbella.
The number 12.
Yep.
Okay.
The Marbella, which is a 5-tiered cake that they make in the specialty cakes class. Very classic, white marble fondant, gum paste flowers, and lots of vines. So you have classic intricacies versus a full flavored, layered, dense but creamy number 5.
And if this one wins, they'll really tear down the rim on that one.
I think so. They won't need a ladder for that.
Added
there you
another
go.
layer to the
Tiered.
competition.
You're adding another layer.
That's
there you
why
go. Thank you.
we're letting you stick around,
Yes.
McCue.
That's why he's here. All right, and that one is going to be going up against the 4 versus the 13. The number 4 is a grapefruit.
Yep, grapefruit petite. So it has a grapefruit gelée, a mint sponge cake, white chocolate mousse, versus number 13, which is a strawberry vanilla cake, which is basically like a nice version, modernized, of a happy birthday cake. Lots of gold leaf, white chocolate, lots of deco. You kind of have, number 13 is old school, slightly, jazzed up, versus really modern, plush,
Right.
and
Well,
with a grapefruit, to really cleanse the palate. So especially after all the dishes that McCue had to judge, you need something maybe like
you
that.
got to
just
cleanse the palate
yes,
after
yes.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
And can the other desserts hold a candle to the birthday cake? That's the question we got to ask on
Well,
that
it
one.
depends on the candles that we use.
Okay, now
so.
let's take a look at the next seating. That would be the 7 versus 10. And we have with the 7, we have a Lebanese traditional dessert.
Yeah, the kanafi, which is a Lebanese traditional dessert, has lots of figs. I had never seen one before, but I think it's using traditional local foods, ingredients, flavors. So it's kind of like a dark horse because of the fact that it's not one you would hear a lot about. It's very regional.
Right.
So it's in a select region, and I think it has a good chance, but it's going to have to work really hard to go up against the classic number 10.
And let's take a look at that number 10.
And that's a raspberry creme brulee.
Yeah. Going in for the brulee up, you could
Yes,
say.
yes.
'Cause it's a classic
It's going to be
dish there.
tough.
Yeah. But you have to figure the one with the figs will give it a run for its money.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I think when you look at them, it's gonna really boil down to what leaves the impression in your mouth. It could be the texture of the kanafe versus the smooth, creamy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's
Creme
take a look
brulee.
at the number 2 versus the number 15.
Okay.
The number 2, tarting off on the right foot with a lemon bar.
Yes. Actually, this is like a really nice, modernized version, highly decorated, plated lemon bar. It has a citrus, sucree, sweet dough, lemon jelly, lemon curd, mint sorbet sauce, and a caviar, dessert type caviar. limoncello sauce, and candied lemon and meringue. So
It's a lot of elements on a small plate.
yes, cleansing the palate. It's going to maybe cleanse the court of the competition.
There you go. Okay. Well, they're going to be up against the number 15, the Sweet Dreams cake.
Yeah, this one is a vanilla chiffon cake with Italian buttercream, simply decorated, gum paste sweet peas, and a royal icing dream catcher. Very intricate, simple construction inside, but very extravagant on the outside.
And if this one was on the bubble, those gum paste bubbles may have gotten it in at the end there.
Yeah, I think it
made a
did.
difference.
It really helped, take it up to the higher court.
Okay. And now the next one, going with the number 3, the lime in the coconut.
Yes, the lime in the coconut. Okay, has a lime jelly, a mint Bavarian dome on top of a coconut decoise with a rum jelly ice cubes. Mojito sorbet in a coconut and rum ice cream shell, coated in toasted coconut on top of a coconut roach.
And as Harry Nielsen said, I'll eat them both up and feel better.
Well, there's a
Remember
lot
that
there
song?
to eat.
No.
Lime in the coconut?
Oh, the lime. I remember this. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
okay,
part.
there you go. Okay. Now that's going up against the number 14.
Yeah, the blueberry palmer, which is a citrus chiffon cake, lemon curd, Earl Grey, and blueberry mousse, blueberry coulis, a honey sauce, candied lemon curls, and fresh blueberries. So a lot of nice palate cleansing, fruitiness.
A lot of
really,
fruit, a lot of fruitiness there.
Yeah, I mean it'll stand up on its own, So.
And the BB could stand for blueberry or basketball at this time of year.
Yes,
you never
you're right.
know, right?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
if they're throwing it right, it can stand for
Tossing
basketball.
them up there. Okay,
Yes.
now the number 6 seed.
The pixie tart. 1, 2, 3 dough as a base, exotic, confit, roasted pineapple. So, you might have the Hawaiian school base influence.
Yeah.
Coconut lime decoise, coconut panna cotta, and then a milk chocolate coconut mousse. So, yeah, very tropical, very Hawaiian island oriented, maybe even further west. So they definitely know how to throw the rock from the
There you
3-point
go,
land.
from
afar.
From afar, from
Yeah.
downtown, as they say. And now the final entry, the number 11 seed on the Sweet Regional, the PBB Witch.
Yeah, the peanut butter witch, classic peanut butter crunchy cookie filled with a caramelized banana ice cream rolled in mint chocolate chips. I mean, this is something I think you might see like in an ice cream truck driving down the neighborhood.
Yeah, when
I
the
might have to get my hands on some of these.
Yeah,
when
I
the
think
chocolate
so.
chips are down, could this one pull out a win?
Yes, I think the peanut butter could bring the chips right back up.
Okay, and as I had asked Chef McCue earlier, in every tournament you have your entry that comes out of nowhere to outperform expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the Cinderella? Maybe one of the lower seeds that might surprise in
Yeah,
this
I
tournament.
think maybe I'm kind of leaning more in the middle.
Okay.
But the creme caramel number 8. Yeah, it's hard to beat. It's just hard to beat a classic texture
right.
that everybody knows. I mean, some people call it flan. I traditionally never really appreciated it growing up, but the more it comes with age. So I think that could be a dark horse, and that lemon bar at number 2 is it's going to be able to hold its own with
Good.
the competition.
That's Chef Coppedge's input. Thank you very much.
You're
now
welcome.
we know what the selection committee was looking for, but it is your choice. You're the one who will decide at the end. So thank you, Chefs Coppedge and McCue.
You're welcome.
You make a
My
great
pleasure.
team, and appreciate you both coming out today for the selection show.
All right.
And thank you for all your input.
Absolutely.
Now it's up to you, the viewer, to determine this competition. Fill out your bracket online and then watch the CIA Facebook page for voting on each of the matchups beginning on March 19th. There's a great prize in store for the winner as well as bragging rights. So make your picks and cheer on your favorites to victory in the inaugural Munch Madness CIA Tournament of Food. Thank you, chefs Coppedge and McCue. And
We get that all the time.
they're brothers.
And it's so funny because he's baking and pastry and you're culinary. What good?
We're rolling.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, hold on.
I hate dead air.
3, 2, 1.